How do you stop feeling drained? By people who don't choose you. Not tired from work, not tired from responsibilities, but drained from one person, one conversation, one situation that stays on your mind all day. This has nothing to do with them. This has everything to do with what you're willing to keep tolerating. I'm Cyrus Ausar. I run a burnout recovery center, wrote Burned Out but Built for More, and have spent over 25 years leading community impact. The goal is to be better than we are yesterday and apply that every day. So what do? You try harder. You explain yourself again. You try to be understood again. You give more effort again. You tell yourself, maybe if I say it better. Maybe if I try one more time. And now you're stuck in a loop. You leave the conversation and replay it. You sit in the car in silence. We've all done that. Thinking about what you should have said. You're at home, but your mind is still there. You wake up the next day and it's still on your mind. That's not connection. That's mental exhaustion. Here's the truth that most people avoid. You're trying to hold on to people who have already chosen not to show up for you. And the more you chase, the more it drains you. So now your brain starts asking, am I enough? Did I do something wrong? What do I need to fix? But this isn't rejection, this is direction. Not everyone is meant to align with your life, not your growth, not your pace, not your purpose, and that's not something you can fix. That's something we all must recognize. I know a professional website designer who would get extremely frustrated when people didn't book him. He would send out his packages to companies, and in his mind, they should have automatically chosen him. And when they didn't, he took it personal. He would get upset and almost quit, then finally get a booking and repeat the same cycle over and over. But the issue wasn't the people, it was his expectations. Some people weren't ready. Some didn't need it. Some didn't want what he was even offering. But instead of recognizing that, he made it personal. And that's what drained him. It never had to be personal. And this doesn't just show up in business, it shows up in relationships too. Some people are not really there for you. You're just there for them. You're not in their life, you're filling a gap in it. They don't need you consistently, they need you conveniently. They call you when it works for them. They show up when it benefits them. But when you need them, they're not there. And instead of seeing it clearly, you keep trying to make excuses for it. That's exhausting because you're giving real energy to something that isn't real in return. And this is where burnout really starts because now your mind never shuts off. You keep replaying conversations, overthinking responses, trying to predict what's next, trying to fix something that keeps pulling away. You're not resting, you're processing all day. Burnout isn't always about doing too much. It's about thinking too much without clarity. That's mental overload. So how do you fix it? First, stop looking for closure. You're waiting for the explanation, the conversation, the moment it finally makes sense. But their actions already gave you the clarity. Second, set a clear line for yourself, not for them, for you. What am I no longer willing to tolerate? Because without a line, you keep re-entering the same cycle. Third, redirect your energy immediately, not later. The moment you feel yourself going back into the loop, shift, write it down, move your body, change your environment, because the longer you sit in it, the deeper the mental loop gets. And last, get comfortable not being chosen by everybody. Because if your peace depends on being chosen, you'll keep chasing people who are not for you. You don't need to convince someone to choose you. You don't need to prove your worth, and you don't need to chase what is not meant for you. The right people will not require that. And if you've been feeling like this, you're not crazy. You've just been putting real energy into the wrong places. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is letting go with clarity instead of holding on with confusion. You're not burned out. You're mentally overloaded. If this resonated with you, comment reset below and I'll send you the burnout check-in workbook. It's a simple way to understand where your burnout is coming from and how to start rebuilding. And if you're new here, this channel is all about helping people who feel overwhelmed, overworked, or stuck find their way back to clarity and energy.